said it was me. Fuck, he said it was me. Fuck, he said it was me.
That is located a hidden signal under the primary channel. The hidden signal.
Kill me. It's been a war since before either of us even existed. You will not kill me.
Lookoutfa,Charlie.
Kill me. It's been a war since before either of us even existed. You will not kill me.
Lookoutfa,Charlie.
I'm gonna bring the whole fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head.
Before we get into this video, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has donated. When I get a donation via Cash App, for example, they can write a message to me. But when I hit respond, I only have options to like emojis and stuff. So, you know, it looks cheap. It looks bad to just like send back a thumbs up or something, but I really can't do anything else. So, you know, to those who have donated via Cash App, thank you very much. Also, I don't like responding via PayPal. So I just want you to know that I really appreciate it. And I'm not just ignoring your donations. Because of the subject matter, I think it's best if I just leave it like that and thank you through the video itself. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And before we get into this video, I just want to say that it's very important that we remember what happened to these soldiers on OP Rock, or Observation Point Rock. They heard different sounds, footsteps, gunshots, RPGs, all this different stuff, weapons being fired at them, and they panicked, and there was all this chaos, and they believed it to be paranormal. You know, because of brand confusion, many examples of this have been overlooked in the past and through the last 10-15 years, even longer. But especially the past 10-15 years, it's been heavy stuff. So let's get into this. Most of you out there will probably remember this video. It's from October 1st, 2017. And it's a video of the incident in Vegas, and it's a cab driver driving around and videoing what's going on. And there's a lot of audio, but you really can't see a whole lot. I've been sitting on this for a long time. I noticed some anomalies in it, and I want to go over those and just show you some of this weirdness that is in the audio itself. And I'm not really going to get into the depth of the frequencies or anything like that. I'm just going to show you some of the outright anomalies that are in it. And I'm not going to play the video at all. I'm just going to show you the audio, and that way I'm pretty safe with that. So she is in her cab driving around and begins videoing, and she's very, very close to the hotel, Schmandalay Bay. She's recording, and she gets these what sound like gunshots very, very close to her camera. Let's check this out for a minute. This is the first long burst of fire. Let's give it a listen. Now listen to that first burst right here. It almost sounds like a thunderstorm in the background, a thunderstorm of fire. But there were no storms, no precipitation, none of that. You know, a lot of people have tried to say, well, that kind of sounds like wind in the background too. But the wind that day, that night, was lower than average. Much lower than average, and I'll show you that. But if you listen, it has some very weird echoes and some very weird changes, and she's not really driving fast for the tones to change. Let's play all the way through it. So you got that weird part right there. And if you can't hear that, put on good headphones, use good speakers, or at least use good earbuds so you can hear what I'm talking about. But it gets much more anomalous, much more. So let's keep going. And you hear it change? It completely changes. It morphs there from sounding like a machine gun into sounding like a helicopter. The tone and everything about it changes, even the speed. It's very strange. Let's play it a couple times. Like there, it sounds like a helicopter. It does not sound like a machine gun. It sounds like a helicopter. And then you can hear it totally go into the background, even though she's not moving fast at all. That's a little weird. And no one's bringing this up. No one's talking about this. No one's talked about it since this happened, and this was 2017. You know, a lot of the stuff I've been sitting on, waiting for somebody to jump on it. And it's just not happening. It's like the Henry McCabe stuff. But listen to this. There's no wind in her cab, and this happens. It almost sounds like a thunderstorm in the background. But it's not the only time it happens. It happens over and over and over again. So I've adjusted the audio, and we're looking at this in spectral view. Let's keep going here. And now it's just gone into the background. And then we get hit with this burst of pulsed ELF in the mic that sounds like wind if you're not paying attention. Now it's strange. It's very strange. Now you have to remember that she is in a cab. When you're in a car, you're pretty much guarded from wind. There is no wind in the cab. It just is not wind. But the average wind in Las Vegas is 19.64 miles per hour. Average wind speed. On that night, the temperatures were about 80 degrees, 79, 78, 80. And this was before and after. The actual wind was 6, 8, 13, 15, and then 16 miles per hour at the highest, right? So it was not wind blowing the mic. You have to have very, very high gusts of wind to cause anything into a microphone, especially if you're already in a car. So let's just get that out of the way before I go any further. So here is the second round of fire. Let's check this out.
Something's going on.
Now listen to it. It is changing tempo and speed throughout the whole thing. And I'm telling you, any musicians or audio engineers, anybody who deals with audio a lot, or even music, listen to it. It is changing tempo. Let's listen to it again.
Something's going on.
Now you can hear, listen, you can hear that ELF rumble after it stops right there. And then it totally takes over the microphone.
I'm not sure why people aren't...
Hear that? It sounds like a thunderstorm in the background, but there is no thunderstorm going on.
I'm not sure why people aren't running, but there's a security guard. What is he?
It's every time this weapon fire happens. For this one, I had to make my screen capture a little larger. I want you to see this because I want you to be able to see the time down here. It's important. So, this is the third time this happens in her video. Let's check it out.
Seriously, I don't know what's going on.
And it's changing time. Listen.
Seriously, I don't know what's going on.
Now remember, throughout the entire incident, people were hearing this all over the city, down the strip, right, in different places. They were hearing it, and people were running and going crazy, because it was right next to them. Now remember what happened on OP Rock. There's something a little weird here with this.
Seriously, I don't know what's going on.
Then it picks up again, but it changes tones completely. Listen. That's a completely different weapon.
Seriously? Seriously? I don't know what's going on.
She's not moving. And when she is, she's moving very slow. Here's where it gets weird. She beeps her horn. Now, here comes the ELF rumble. After every firing incident, here it comes.
Yeah, there's a lot of cops out here. Be careful.
Rumble, rumble, rumble. Now, how long is this rumbling? 7.7 seconds. 7.7 seconds is the rumbling length.
Yeah, there's a lot of cops out here. Be careful.
It sounds like a thunderstorm in the background. So how long is the gun firing? 7.7 seconds. Right here. 7.7 seconds is the firing. And the rumble afterwards goes on for 7.7 seconds. 7.7 seconds. There's something to this. They need to separate the audio from the video and listen to it. There's something to that. Now let's listen to this one.
Northeast, do not go to Mandalay Bay. There's multiple shots fired and they need lots of medical there. Do not go to Mandalay Bay. Stay away from there.
Did you hear that? Changing tempo the entire time to the point where it almost sounds like popcorn.
Alright, I'm leaving. This is ridiculous. I don't know why people aren't leaving.
There's another burst of ELF right there.
I don't know why people aren't leaving. I don't know why people aren't leaving. This is insane.
Now in this one there is a very interesting ELF pulse. There's like 3 pulses in it. Let's listen to it real quick. Actually, there's more than 3. Let's listen here. Right here, loud, there's 1, 2, 3. That's interesting. Well, I just decided to take that and mess with the ELF for a second. Let's see what's there. That's not wind, that is something else entirely. This is ELF rumble that her camera is catching. It probably wasn't audible to the naked ear unless everything in the city was quiet, but her camera's microphone really picked it up. Very strange. Another one that I decided to adjust was right here. That was one of the first ones we listened to. So this is the rumbling that is going on there. Very strange stuff going on. After every set of shots, there is this ELF rumble that picks up through the entire thing. Remember what happened on OP Rock. And this one is an excellent example that I showed you earlier of the firing, changing speeds, changing pitch, changing tone, changing everything. And then the ELF rumble is the exact length of the firing.
Seriously? I don't know what's going on.
And it totally changes tone and pitch there. And it was way too fast for somebody to switch weapons. Right here, from the time it actually stops till it picks up again, is 0.771 seconds.
I don't know what's going on.
That's very strange. And then right after that, it is 2.040 seconds before the rumbling starts, the ELF thunderstorm, and goes for as long, exactly the exact same length as the firing went on for.
Yeah, there's a lot of cops out here. Be careful.
But look at that mess of ELF. It is all under 200 hertz. From about 30 hertz to about just under 200 hertz. Just a mess of loud, loud, loud ELF rumble. It's very interesting. And remember what happened on OP Rock. What is happening here? There can be illusions all around you. So you have a situation where everybody down a strip heard this somewhere. And we can actually hear it changing and moving around. And then this ELF rumble comes in where she is at after the shots. Could that have been what they heard down the road? And if somebody had a camera down the road, would the firing down there at Mandalay have sounded like that ELF rumble? I'm telling you, in one way or another, this ELF rumble here that goes on the exact same length as the shots is a mistake in the sense that it shouldn't be there in the audio, or it is a necessary flaw of some form. It's too much of a coincidence that it is the exact same length as the gunfire. Exactly. And that's it for now. Look out for Charlie.
Come on! Go on, do it!
Come on, do Nazi stuff.
Yeah, why won't he do the Nazi stuff?
Look out for Charlie.